Right guys, welcome to another video. It's going to be a slightly different video than what I'm sure that you're used to. But one of the things that I love out of playing for #United is being able to see myself on screen. Now one thing I've never done before, which is what this man here is going to help me with today, is actually looking at my performance and drilling down on what I did well, what I didn't do well, what I can improve on. Now this man here, Craig McCreeth, UEFA B goalkeeping coach, coaches down at London Bees, coaches down at Watford Academy, and he's going to help us out today. Craig, welcome to my high-tech studio. So we're going to look at the Warmballers game. We lost 6-3 against one of the best teams that I think I've ever played against. We're going to go through the highs and the lows of my performance to see what went well and what didn't go well. So now we're going to look at first save that was shown on the highlights. Craig, what are you thinking?
Now, your positioning for the save is good. You've come down the line of the ball. You're covering both posts. Your body weight here is just slightly on your heels because your hands are in close to your hips. It's forcing your body weight backwards and you're almost sitting into the save. Potentially, if you get yourself forward, you could get a scoop in there, maintain possession of the ball, get yourself playing further.
Right, so if we freeze it in this particular area here, if we notice in that area there, my body weight is slightly further back and my hands aren't out enough.
Yeah, you look at how much you're actually sitting into the save, your bum's really far back, and although your heel is off the floor in here, your back foot isn't, that foot's only off the floor in this freeze frame because you're in motion, but you do set, you're seeing the trigger there, you're getting yourself set, small details, you bring your hands forward, stand up and make yourself a little bit bigger, or if we are going low, just bring your hands out forward more.
Okay, so from there, he's in line with the penalty spot, isn't he? So he's 12 yards out, he's at an angle, so he's between 12 and 15 yards out. Me being on the edge of the 6-yard box. Back right?
Cut your reaction time down ever so slightly. If you are slightly deeper, you can still defend the goal from the first shot, but also thinking one step ahead. If the ball was to spill, you're in the middle of your goal. If he was to get the ball played across, you're in the middle of your goal, you can defend that as well.
So from here, you're saying 12 to 15 yards out, I should be what, 4 yards out?
Yeah, 3 to 4 yards off your line. You see a lot of Premier League goalkeepers being out here. The difference with them is they're 6'5" and they train every day, so their reactions and their processes happen a lot quicker than someone like yourself who isn't a full-time pro.
I don't know what you're saying. That hurts my feelings a little bit. Okay, but generally, we're saying weight's a little bit too far back. You should be hands out, you should be standing up that little bit more, and I'm most probably about 1 yard, 2 yards too far off my line.
Yeah.
And because of that, I'm going to have to get my hands down onto the ball,
Yeah.
so I've used my feet and had to deflect the ball away.
Yeah.
Right. Noted. Right, moving on. Save number 2, very similar to the first save. Ball gets played into 14, back into centre midfield, a great little through ball, Sevens onto it, out sharply, ball hit, deflects out for another corner. Right, Greg, what are you thinking?
You've identified when the ball slipped through really well, and you've come out, you've come down the line, you've dropped your knee in, you've got your upper body in a good position, make yourself in a rather large shape in front of the ball, not allowing any space to go through your body.
So, I mean, there we see that as the shot's been taken,
you can see the knees on its way down. Your hands are in front. Your hands are almost by your knees, which have come forward as well. So they're in a good position. We want to ideally be keeping our upper body forward. It's dead straight at the moment. I think it does rock back ever so slightly when you go into the save. Really look to keep that forward and almost smother over the top of the ball.
Okay, but I mean, in terms of that, from there the ball's been slid through.
Yeah, you've
about 3 or 4 lines.
really well, and you're a couple of yards in front of the ball. So you've identified it. You've seen the picture happen. Got down the line of the ball, made a good save. Right.
Here we go. It's the third save that is on here. Now, I'm going to have words with Spencer about this because in the commentary, it doesn't give me any credit for touching the ball. And I promise you, I definitely touched the ball. So let's have a quick look at this. So, there we go. Ball gets passed across. Number 11, Escuderian. Lots of space. Centre midfield again. Picks a great ball out to the left-hand side. Ball gets put across. There's the touch. Makes it difficult for himself. Makes it difficult for the centre forward, who then puts it over the bar. Right, Craig, what are your thoughts?
So you're in a good position. You're in line with your front post, so you're able to defend a shot, and you're also able, as we see here, to get out and make a touch on the ball.
In terms of positioning, Craig, just behind there, what do you think?
For you, the ball's in motion, so you've already made your decision. You've stepped out. You're going to get your touch on the ball. So that's why we've got this pocket of space here. If you were to draw a line across, you probably got your heels in line with the front post, which is exactly what we want. The contact now changes the flight of the ball so close to their striker that he can't readjust his body to get over it and keep it down, which is why we see him put it over the bar.
This now leads into the first goal. So we've almost held out into half time. We're into the 43rd minute. And again, we see Aleko Asterian picking the ball up centre midfield. He's got a lot of time, gets that ball into his left foot, finds a great little ball into left winger, puts me basically onto my ass, and then puts it into the bottom corner. Right, we'll see this from a couple of different angles. Craig, what are your initial impressions?
So it's a similar scenario to where 2 saves have been made already. My only thoughts here is that you've not come out quick enough. That you can get out a lot faster. As soon as he breaks through that line, you can get right down his throat and not give him time to get composed and do the little trick to fool you.
So you're saying within this scenario, the ball's been played through, he's split centre half and right back.
Yeah.
He's played a diagonal ball which gives a straight run straight onto it. He's found that pocket of space which is that little bit in between me and them. You've got your left winger who's running onto it. At that point, as soon as that ball's coming in, you think I should just get straight out of there.
Yeah, so just as we did in the second save, as soon as that ball breaks the back line, you are out. But there you've hesitated, you've allowed him to get composed, and that allows him then to build up a plan in his mind as to what he's going to do, and he's executed it very well.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm just going to pull out again that we've got here coming through on goal, which is why he put me on the backside here, is that this guy here who's coming through is, I've 100% thought that he was going to pass the ball across and it was going to be a sweaty option on FIFA. So my movement is actually, he's done a very nice little dummy in that he's gone to play it. He clearly hasn't. I've made this big step across to my left, thinking that I'm going to be clever and cut out the cross. In not, he's just let the ball run straight across him.
As our priority should be to defend the goal from that initial action, and we should be out. And if you're out close enough to him, and you're in a good low body shape, you'd be able to slide a hand out or slide a foot out to prevent the ball across if we can get tight enough to him.
Okay, moving on. Goal 4. This is the big goal of the game.
Yeah.
This is potentially the best strike I have ever conceded. Right. So, we'll see here. Throw in, back to me. It's a bit of a bobbler, under pressure. Not the greatest clearance you'll see in the world, but that is an absolute bullet. And again, rightly gets congratulated, because that, for me, is an absolute strike. Could have done slightly better myself.
I'll be honest, if I conceded that, I'd be up there congratulating him as well. It's a fantastic strike. Great technique, sheer class.
I wasn't that too far about getting back.
Well,
on this as well.
I think you probably can go with your top hand there, and you've come across and you've tried to dig it out with your left hand. Potentially you get more reach with your right coming across your body than you do with your left coming underneath you.
Right, now we're on to the final goal conceded. So this made it 6 in a day. Now, this is the first penalty that I've had to face for hashtagging a game.
Okay. Wasn't
successful. If you look over the Footballers episode, I think it was episode 2 of the Footballers series, I think my save rate was about 35% of all the penalties taken there. Now that's high for penalties. So in terms of stopping penalties, have you got any tips for goalkeepers and penalties?
So the level of the game that I'm involved in, we have access to looking at who takes penalties, where their penalties have gone. For youth goalkeepers and goalkeepers coming up and goalkeepers out of technology, just go with your gut. Go with your gut and make a decision early doors, and as soon as that penalty's given, and stick with it. Don't change.
Yeah, right. I mean, just in terms of this penalty here, I actually thought and I spoke to Jimmy about this after, I thought he was going to do a little dink. As we can see, he didn't. It's been really helpful for me to sit down with you today and go through a few little things there that I can work on in order to make me a better goalkeeper. Hopefully it's given you viewers as well just that little bit of an insight into what a professional goalkeeping coach looks for in an amateur, in a very amateur performance in some cases. So that's been really helpful. Last thing to say is if you've liked the video, fantastic, click like, click subscribe as well if you want to see some more content. Thanks to Craig, at Craig McCreeth on Instagram and Twitter. Go find Craig and then get some really good insights into goalkeeping, some little session ideas and all sorts of goalkeeping hints, tips and advice on his different pages. That's all for me. Hopefully we'll see some more of this sort of stuff later and some more video content coming soon.